There you go, buddy. Oh, I got you on mute.
Hey, you got me on mute.
I muted you.
That doesn't work for me, Jay. But I think we're ready to go now, right, Jay?
Yeah. Go, Peter. Go.
All right, fantastic. Well, we're just trying to break the ice off the computer parts here as it's like minus 35 or something outside. But anyway, we're back live with SVK on This or That, and I'm your host, Peter Ecker, and I'm here with a wonderful guest, Damien Penner from Rocco's, and we're going to be talking about profit-proofing your menu and a bunch of other great little things. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with a great episode talking about profit-proofing your menu.
Cisco Classic High Performance Nitrile Gloves. Cisco Classic High Performance Nitrile Gloves are great for back-of-the-house tasks such as chopping and slicing, working around moderate heat, or customer-facing operations. They offer an elegant look and superior protection for any culinary application where touch dexterity, cut protection, and presentation are key. Cisco Classic High Performance Nitrile Gloves have superb tensile strength plus a flexible form-fitting design. They are an ideal barrier protection when working around moderate heat, oil, and chemicals. They can be used for cleaning and sanitizing in the front or back of the house. They're available in black and cobalt blue for any HACCP programs. They are great for detail-oriented tasks and are compliant with all FDA regulations for safe food contact. Nitrile gloves offer the right protection for the wearer when performing precision tasks that require long wear and a fitted grip. Cisco Classic High Performance Nitrile Gloves are available for order today. See your local Cisco representative for more information.
That's right. Get the snap and stay clean, right? Okay, so this episode is going to be absolutely incredible. We prepared some wonderful dishes, and of course, having a guest right here in the culinary center here is different for us, but very exciting because then we get to be hands-on and cameras behind the scenes, making sure we get some great shots for you guys so you can kind of see what we got going on. So, Damien, why don't you introduce yourself to the folks and tell us a little bit about yourself and Rocco's?
Yeah, welcome here, everybody. My name's Damien Penner. With my wife, Jody, we have owned Rocco's now for 11 years. It is a pickup, dine-in, and delivery pizza restaurant and serves the community of Steinbach, Manitoba, as well as the areas around it. We have a fantastic team, which is kind of the core of what is going to be a successful restaurant, fantastic culture. And profit-proofing your menu, that's one side of it. Having a great culture in your restaurant is another, because your food costs and your labor costs, we all know those are the two that are going to bury you. So, and we have two children and just love the community.
That's great. How long has Rocco's been around?
So it's been around for 12 years. So it was around for 1 year, and then previous owners, there's a lot of stresses in restaurants.
Sure.
We came in and have had it for 11 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you talked a lot about, we'll have to bring him back for another show to talk about some of those other subjects. That's great. So one of the first things we wanted to dial in on, because we wanted to do it live for you, was to do the pizza and to talk a little bit about pizza and why it's important for it to be on the menu. We know that during some of the times over the last little while, we talked a lot about whether or not you had pizza on the menu or whether you had other things on the menu. So we've seen a lot of traditional pizzerias put in the deep fryer that they never had before because they needed to have some of those accent side dishes to go with pizza. So we're going to be talking about that, right? And then we've had the other hand happen where we had some of the quick serve or family style restaurants that weren't serving pizza to put some sort of a fast oven or an Impinger style pizza oven into their establishment so that they could actually start producing pizza as well to, again, profit-proof their menu, right? So let's get talking a little bit about why you designed the crust the way you designed it.
Yeah, so not only are we own Rocco's Pizzeria, we actually own our own crust manufacturing, and it's actually listed through Cisco. It's called Roll With Us Crust. So what it is it's a very unique product that is very popular in southeastern Manitoba, and it's branching out through Manitoba as well. And what you can see here is we have it in various different sizes. Most popular, though, are your 12-inch and your 15-inch, and this thing is, we are talking razor thin. We measure in millimeters. It's a frozen product and it has a great shelf life. So you pull out a pack of these for 10, let's say you have a slow week and you don't move one for 2-3 days you don't move the case, it's totally fine. It's temperate. So that's a nice thing about baked and products such as this is you're not going to have spoilage on it, which spoilage can absolutely kill your bottom line. So it's a great item, and the going trends right now are towards family meals.
Right.
And so if you're serving a 15-inch, 17-inch pizza and charging $35, $40 and feeding a family of 4, I mean, I can't feed a family of 4 at any fast food restaurant for $40.
No, that's right. And I know the recipe's a secret, so we won't ask.
It only took 4 months to perfect, Chef.
Only 4 months.
Only 4 months.
That's right. So what we're going to do is Damien's going to dress some pizza right next to me over here in his station. Camera will get some great shots. And then while he's doing that, we'll go back and forth a little bit. And so go ahead, Damien, and start dressing up your pizza over there. So what I have here is I have a prime rib pizza. And I can see it right there. So anyone who's in the steak business or roasting beef business, it can be roast beef. They don't just happen to use that. We can use a pot roast. You can use pulled beef. But we have the roast potatoes already on here. We use the gravy as the sauce instead of tomato sauce. So pizza isn't Italian until you put the Italian ingredients on it, right? So this is what we're going to be baking as well, so you can get a really good idea of a full meal pizza that doesn't have the Italian flair, but has a little bit more of that country flair. We'll garnish it with some onion rings and a few other things. So we'll just finish this up and we'll get it in the oven. And I know Damien's got his stuff going on over there right now.
So, Chef, we're talking about profit-proofing your menu here, and one thing that's very important, especially for pizzerias, if you're looking at what are your high-volume things. So, for example, your toppings and cheese. Number one here, right here, the cheese. You always need to measure your toppings. Everything needs to be measured out, whether it's by weight or by volume. So for us, what we do is we have volume cups for all of our different sizes, and it all gets put in through volume. So for example, if I'm doing a crumbled product like this, I would have a volume cup, and that's how much would be going on a 15-inch. Same with for your cheeses here. I mean, your number one expense on a pizza right here is
absolutely
your cheese. And yep. I mean, it's the trend is it's going up and up and up. And so you need to be measuring out all of these. If you're not, your money is walking out the door.
That's very good points. And these are definitely some of the standards that you have to have in your restaurant. If you're talking about profit proofing your menu, portioning, controlling, recipe cards, accurate execution of all your dishes, so important to make sure that you do that. So this product's absolutely incredible. Woo! Oh. That's the chorizo sausage talking there, I'll tell you. Woo! Can't wait to get into that. That's going to be, oh yeah, that's looking great. So we're going to get this pizza in the oven, and then we're going to get into the next dishes. So fantastic, Damien. That looks great. All right. So we're cooking this in the pizza around what, 450? I think we said.
Yeah, 400 to 450. We at our restaurant do it on air decks, but we have clients that do it on the stone. They do it in electric. They do it in a standard, and we also do take and bakes, so people can cook them at home in their own ovens as well.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, very bulletproof product.
That's great. So I got the next board here ready for us, and you can kind of see what's going on here. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the submarine sandwich and what's happened in the last 50 years with the sub sandwich. And so I got ourselves a really nice 12-inch bun here. But the important part is about what's going on here on the platter and what's been happening in restaurants and profitability. So just to take you a little tour on the board here, we'll get on Cameron's camera there and talk a little bit about some of the ingredients that I have and why they're here. So what we see happening here is you have the yellow bell pepper for the color, but we have the roasted bell pepper. So if you can roast your vegetables or pickle your vegetables, and I pickled some serrano peppers here that we're going to use, and of course some classic pickles as well. This is elevating your sub sandwich. So people love a sandwich, and they love to have the sandwich toasted. So this is really, really important as we go through what's going to go on the sub and how it's going to look. We have the pastrami. We have a nice little grainy mustard here, the lettuce, tomato, the mayonnaise, some pineapple, and we're going to build this for you, and you'll be able to have a good look-see at what's going on here. So let's just turn this to the side. And again, this is really important when you're thinking about what's going on in your profit-proofing your menu. Sandwiches have been around for over 100 years, and it's still a staple in North America, and people are loving them. And there's a way to build them to not just have profit on your menu, but to make them unique enough that people want to order them consistently and come around as often as possible. So when you talk about produce, and I know that there's been a little bit of some conversation about the cost of produce, but as you can see, when we pickle them or we roast them, they're not falling down anymore now. You just get to use them, and they're available to your mise en place throughout the week. So there's some great colors going on here. Got the few tomato slices going on, right? We have the avocado that we're gonna get onto the sub as well on the other side here, and finish dressing this baby up. So when you got a 12-inch sub and it's all gourmet, it's going to be a little bit about how many ounces or what's on the product. So there we got 1.5 of the avocados. We got this great pastrami here that actually fits the sub perfectly. It's kind of why I chose it. Now, when you're building a sub, it's important to fold the meat to get the height that you're looking for, especially when the customer is going to be seeing it coming out to them in the restaurant or coming out of their quick serve or at home when they're eating it, or even at the office. So the idea on this 12-inch sub is to get about 4 ounces on it, right? Dress it up real good. Now, you talk about cheese. Cheese is all the money. So here we got some really nice smoked cheddar. So as soon as you start saying things like smoked, or you have an infused flavor on your cheese, it's already adding the value to your menu, okay? So there it is. We have a couple really nice thin slices of pineapple going on here, right? Just 2 pieces like this. And then we had the pickled jalapeno or the pickled serrano peppers that we're gonna cut up, because I've just been in love with these babies. And they add a really nice heat to warm you up in the wintertime here. And we just get this right on top of the pineapple where it's nice infused flavors, right? Look at that. So we're gonna get this baby just toasted quickly into the oven. We'll get it out, and then we'll show you a little bit about the results that's going on. So what do you think of this, Damien?
Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what? You touched on something that's really important there, Chef. Perceived value is incredibly important when you're food costing. You don't need to necessarily run everything at your 33 food cost. You can get a better perceived value, and then you can get a little extra on some items where you might be losing on a few others due to different variations in the markets.
Fantastic. Get this baby in there. Getting crowded in there with all that pizza cooking. I can just smell it. It's going to be great. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk a little bit about was pasta and the economics of pasta. So we got some noodles that are cooked. We got some jalapeno cheese sauce here, elevation, right, to get a little bit of our mac and cheese going, because my kids themselves were ordering these products on third-party delivery and getting them delivered right to their house, ready to go. And they were just loving the idea of having something like this that was a little bit more elevated, that they could eat and have some fun, whether it was movie nights or whatever they were doing at the time. So we'll get the pasta in the frying pan here, get it going. There's a little bit of the sauce that we have right here, the jalapeno cheese sauce, the Casasolana, absolutely wonderful. And then a little touch of the cream. And then we got ourselves an absolutely incredible pasta that we made for around $2.50. So using something like this here and a little bit of the processed style cheese, a little bit more economical than some of the shredded style cheeses, but it's got all the flavor, it's got all the consistency, it's creamy, it's ready to go. You didn't have to make a Mornay or any of that kind of stuff. It's just ready to use, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So while I'm doing that and getting the next thing going here, we're going to let Damien talk a little bit about this other great product that he does at his restaurant and about why it's growing in Manitoba. Damien?
So another thing that we do is, like I said, we have pizza. Been a very popular item for, centuries, Jeff?
Yeah, that's right.
We also have fried chicken. And so this is touching on, again, the going trends of family meals. So how can you feed a family of 4 for $40, $50? It comes about economics. One thing that is always going to be true is people want to eat, and they're going to eat in convenience. Even if there's a downturn and there might not be as much funds in your community going on, people will still eat out because of convenience. So if you can get a full meal, you can get a full 18-piece bucket of chicken, 12-piece bucket of chicken, and feeding the family of 4 for $50, $60, mom and dad are happy, kids are happy, everybody's happy, and you're making profits too. So fried chicken, quite a stable protein as well. We have seen a few variations, but it's been minor for the 12 years that we've, or 11 years we've owned. So you have stability in it. You can take tailor your restaurant to it, and you can pump out high volume at very low labor cost.
Absolutely.
So
Travels
great
well,
product.
eats well. And if you didn't notice that we had it going on, is we're actually serving the chicken in the deep dish pizza box.
Yeah,
Why is that?
That's something we did as well.
Steaming, falling apart, the crust coming off in the bucket. So we switched it. We said, hey, we're going to go to the vented pizza box, and that's how we're going to bring fried chicken to the takeout menu. Now, if you do a three-piece and something like that, you got the fries in here or the side dishes, the coleslaw, it all fits inside the pizza box, easy and ready to go. So the family can just grab it, gone, out the door, ready to go. Kids are munching away, and you're all happy. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an easy way for us to
much easier to
think about
package and transport as well. So those little things that are innovative, plus those specialty chicken boxes, incredibly expensive.
Oh, yes.
These, you can get them for half the price, and you get a better quality product from it. So that's you have to look at the innovation. And between Chef and myself, we kind of adapted a few things, and it's been working great for us. But he's got something here for you too.
Well, I don't want to put the frying pan on the hot cutting board. So there it is, sizzling up, nice, creamy, sort of like a mac and cheese kind of a product that easy to feed the family. Now, my kids, they love vegetables as much as all the other kids, right? No, they don't, right? But pasta, and you've heard me talk a little bit about what's going on with noodles, right? Noodles don't have an ethnicity until you sauce it, very similar to what we were talking about for pizzas, right? And this, to me, is another value statement for profit on the menu. You can garnish it. You can add whatever you want to it. I got a little bit of some chopped chives, get a little bit of some color. The important part is that when the customers look at it and they get it in the box and they see all this nice, fresh, creamy, cheesy pasta, they're like, wow, what a great value. But the cost of something like this, like I said, $2.50 all day long. Profit-proof your menu, and you'll see how pasta can really help you with that. So that's great. So I know that our sub's probably ready with our Hollywood TV show here. TV magic. Wonderful.
Wow.
Look at that. I can smell the pineapple and the serrano peppers coming off of there. And again, something great. So you got something like this coming out of your restaurant menu, right? Who sees a sub like that at their restaurant menu? Not many, right? And again, when you think about having about 3.5, 4 ounces of meat on here and the bread and everything else, this is probably somewhere around $3. Selling this for around $15, $16. And sandwiches. Make them toasted, make more money. End of story. Got to have great quality sandwiches on your menu because, hey, Denver ain't making you money. These are the type of things that are really making you money. So this is a wonderful, delicious 12-inch sort of intercontinental sub. Damien, it's looking great in here.
We're starting to get some crisp up.
Can you get a shot of that there, Cameron? Look at those babies. Beautiful. So we need another couple minutes there. That'll be coming up right away. So I wanted to talk about the burger. You knew there'd be a burger in this episode, right? So I want to talk a little bit about what's on your burger and how you dress burgers and why burgers are so important to be on your menu. So I created one here for us. Created the Mexican burger. Okay, so not only do we have the side dish accompaniment here, and we put the jalapeno poppers here on top of the burger like you would in a restaurant, but if this was in the pizza box or in the little takeout containers, what we have is we have the double cheese, sort of almost got that little, that big M look, right, with the 2 patties and a 3-piece of bun going on. But it wasn't just about that. It was about that you can open up your burger and you can see inside here, you got your jalapeno poppers that go right inside, just like that. And you're ready to go for this gourmet. Now, what are burgers selling for right now, Damien, at restaurants?
Oh, man. I mean, you're talking about a range, but that's going to be on the top end because, again, you have that perceived value and you're not actually putting that much into added cost onto it. So
don't you're in the salsa
value. There you go. Let's listen to him chew. But yeah, I mean, you can be selling that for about, with a good side, $20 all day long.
Awesome. And again, we have the 2 patties on there. We'll make this burger with the sides and accompaniments for about $4.50. So profit-proofing your menu, burgers all day long. Right next to the idea of your gourmet subs, we'll just set it right here so you can see it a little bit later on when we come back around. I want to talk a little bit about what I had going on here with the onion rings. We're talking about fresh finishing some of your salads, fresh finishing your pizzas, fresh finishing, the food's coming out. David, what did I talk about this before we started the show? They can cook in my head.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I mean these are low risk foods, right? So you can hold them at just that ambient temperature for quite a long time, and you don't see degradation as soon as you start reheating it. Oh, chef, that looks amazing. Sorry, I got distracted by pizza here.
Look at that, baby.
Appetizers are a fantastic way of profit proofing your menu as well, because if people are still usually getting their main, you're not losing out on anything. Toss those on there. Ambient temperature of a pizza box is going to warm those up real nicely. You're going on to the dining room, maybe toss it in the oven for 30 seconds just to give it a quick little touch. But that's, again, perceived value. You have 45 cents of onion rings there. And that, I mean, look right there. That looks like so much more of a pizza now.
So we just thinned down the barbecue sauce so it would be a good drizzle for us here to finish this up. This is our prime rib pizza with our roast potatoes on here, our gravy, barbecue sauce, some onion rings, a little bit of sour cream for dipping. But there's a pizza that we dressed here for about $6. What are we selling this for, Damien?
That's going for $25 to $30, depending on your market.
$30.
Yep.
All day long. How long did that take to cook?
We were at about 12 minutes.
12 minutes. And you don't need a lot of skill. You just need to have good portion control. No doneness here, right? Not cooking a steak or salmon. Just dress it and it's ready for you. It's making you money.
Yep.
Profit proofing your menu with pizza. All right, so let's get ready. We got Rocco's creation coming out right now.
So this is more of your basic one that the whole family's going to be eating. The kids are going to love it. The parents are going to love it because it's a great value. Again, you're feeding the whole family for pizza like that. It's going to sell for $22, $23. So
beautiful.
Yep. And this is just to showcase my product here, chef. You can see, like we were talking, razor thin, but you have that nice little airy separation. You got a little bit of bubbling going on here. This is absolutely gorgeous pizza, and it's a nice, crisp, crunchy crust. We call it cracker crust. So absolutely delicious.
That's right.
Available at Cisco.
That's fantastic. Now, again, you got to hear this right on the show. Oh, nice. This is not what you see on the everyday pizza. Wow.
And there's some popular YouTubers out there that always talk about the flop.
There it is.
There's no flop.
There's no flop. That's right. Oh, that's fantastic. So profit proofing your menu with pizza, absolutely incredible. Definitely something that you should do. If you're not in the pizza game, you got to get in the game with pizza, right? I just think it's one of the sleepers still. It's been around a long time. But I think it's really something that you really want to talk about. And again, like Cameron was talking about over there with the, Damien was talking about the prime rib pizza. Absolutely incredible. So we'll just switch out this cutting board here for the other one. So again, depending on your style and depending on who your restaurant is, if you're not an Italian style restaurant, you can make your pizza be anything. It can profit-proof your menu, making lots of money. This is definitely one of the dishes for us to really think about getting back to the menu if you don't have it on there for sure, 100%. All right, cool. Up next, you know there's going to be something next, right? It's got something next. So I wanted to talk a little bit about pulses, beans. You've heard me talk about it in one of the other shows. And this is definitely on trend for ethnicities, whether it's a chickpea and doing the butter chicken, or whether you're doing some Mexican, you got the pinto bean. And this one here, we're using the black beans to create the black beans and rice kind of stuff, because basmati rice carry you all day long. So we'll get that dish started up right now, because this is also something that's easy to prep ahead, right? So you got your container of rice here. I got the basmati. It's like a 2-to-1, easy to cook. You can cook it in the oven like a pilaf if you want to, right? And then the black beans. So this basmati has a full grain, right? You've heard that before. So it has protein, it has fiber, it has the things that you're looking for, very similar to what the black beans have here. And I think that this is definitely something, if you don't have some rice dishes on your menu, you should consider having some rice dishes on your menu, and working with some of these pulses are really important. What kind of products are you guys eating at home? Lentils?
At our home, lots of proteins, lots of cheeses now, actually.
Oh, lots of cheeses.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the trend, and this is something that you have to adapt your menu for the trends is, we've been eating keto for quite a long time.
Oh, keto,
So in our house, we eat keto, but what we also did was we developed alternatives in a pizza restaurant. So you never think that, in a pizza restaurant, fried chicken restaurant, you're going to have keto alternatives, but it's something you need to adapt for. And when you're looking at family-style dining, well, if there's one person in the family that eats keto and they're over for company, they're going to order from us because we have the only place that they can eat.
Okay, hang on a minute. Let's listen to that. Let's listen to that again. Okay, Damien, tell us about that again. So why is it important to have those specialty diet items on your menu?
So whether it's keto, whether it's celiac, whether it's gluten-free, when you are entertaining somebody and saying, where should we go out to eat? If you have a person with dietary needs, they know where they can eat. And if they know that they can trust your restaurant, they're going to be eating at your restaurant. And that's incredibly important.
So you get to dictate the price you're selling that for then, I guess, eh?
Yeah, you definitely get to move a little bit on it. So it is a little bit more expensive, obviously, when you start doing your tailored items. But the thing is, though, these individuals that are going to be purchasing from your restaurant, they know that. They're shopping. They're well aware of the expenses that are going with it. And just having somebody else actually be able to cook for them is incredibly important, and they'll pay for the convenience.
Is that a little bit about using your social media, I guess, to let people know kind of where you're at, what you're offering?
No message is worth anything if it doesn't get out there. So you have to make sure that everybody is hearing that. Be active on your social medias, and the word can spread really quickly. So
that's right. Say it again.
I have no idea what I said.
Messages are not worth anything
if they're not heard.
Right? So if you're not really good at social media marketing, work with someone who is, whether you're working with Cisco and sales consultants, they are definitely specialists for you, but it's definitely important to learn how to do that because I just started to learn about boosting. Do you do any boosting?
We do a little bit of boosting. We're in a small community, so boosting isn't necessarily the greatest thing for us because when you boost a post in our situation, you're hitting the same people over and over and over again. There is value in that, but you have to do a cost analysis on it. But if you're in a large market, where you're always trying to get more and unique customers, absolutely look at social media and ways that you can take advantage of it. And the tracking is, I'm technologically illiterate. This setup that is here, I would have never been able to set this up, but I can figure out social media. So
that's awesome. That's great. All right, Cameron, zoom in on that. What do we got there?
Absolutely beautiful. So we have some of that basmati rice that he was talking about. Lots of low-cost ingredients, but look at this. It's absolutely amazing. The smell, the aroma's coming off of it. And this would, what, Chef, are we talking about $1.50 cost?
Yeah, $1.50 because there's about 2 ounces of that chorizo sausage in there.
Subtract
little
that.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Perfect. Easy. Full meal, carry you all day long. Good for your sugar levels to stabilize, right? It's really important with how you're consuming food. And if you don't have a lot of rice dishes on your menu, consider putting them on. Easy stuff. I love my lentils, right? I made that lentil pancake for you there a couple shows ago where you just soaked the lentils and you pureed them. We added the seasoning and we did it just like a pancake. It was wonderful. Great vehicle for your dishes. So, of course, I didn't want to forget about potatoes, okay? French fries and potatoes and what was happening to profit-proof your menu and what the trends were over the last little while. People might have gotten the air fryer, and we air fried last night. And I was like, I don't know. So I got the oil out in the pot and whatever, and I put it up and I fired it up, and we were way happier than air frying, I'll tell you. But not everybody's doing that anymore now. So what do? You order from your favorite restaurant, get your favorite deep-fried appetizers or your deep-fried items. Hugely important. So what I have going on here now is I'm talking about blended fries and having more than one kind of fry available in your fry assortment. So we're putting 2, 3, 4 different kinds of fries in the appetizers. So right here we have the kettle chips that I did ahead of time, right in the middle that we're going to serve with the sour cream. And what we found is almost all the French fries and fried potato style products are cooking at the same time. So it was easy for us to deal with. So portion control into the fryer, coming out. Now the guests are sort of getting a variety around. And we were talking earlier, we thought it was worth what? about $1 more.
Yeah, you can absolutely upcharge that, and the price difference between your standard, let's say your standard quarter fry versus a curly fry versus an onion ring. But yeah, okay, you have a little bit of an increase in expense, but you get the great perceived value that again you can upcharge.
Exactly, and this again, profit proofing your menu, definitely important. So these are already ready.
And chef, like just to talk about these kettle chips here, for example, I mean, you're adding 20 cents of sour cream, but now this makes it a very desirable dish. You just get a side of chips and people go, oh, okay, well, I have something on the side. It's just that little dollop of sour cream right there. Huge perceived value.
Yeah. And so when we're thinking about sauces are getting a little expensive. So that's why the dry seasoning in the wing became a lot more popular over the last couple of years, was to bring you some variety. But this is the maple bacon seasoning. So we got the maple bacon going on here. And again, when you start using words like bacon and maple, it already is elevating the perceived value of your dishes. Oh yeah, great shot there, Cameron. That's awesome. Great. So you got the waffle fry, you got the red skin fry, you got the classic crinkle fry for the prairies. But this is kind of what we did here. And so we had 8 ounces of fries. We have 2 ounces of kettle chips. And this is an appetizer of French fries that, as far as I'm concerned, would be selling for $10 to $14, depending on the environment and the accompaniments. And again, we're probably less than $2, right? A little bit on the sour cream, big deal. But then you're going to, of course, have a little bit of some of the condiments on the side where it's going to be 10, 20 cents or so. But this is another great one for sure, profit proofing your menu and really dialing in. But I just want to go back a bit, and I just want to talk a little bit about the pizza one more time and bring it back down. And this is still the number one most profitable item on your menu. So if you're not serving a pizza of some kind, even the words flatbread don't give you the same revenue stream as the word pizza. So if you got the word pizza in your dish, definitely be using it all day long, right? So these are definitely some of the most important things for profit proofing your menu. And I hope you really liked it. And I, thank you very much, Damien, for being with me today. It's really great to have someone to go back and forth with and to banter on the food. So Cameron's going to make a last little shot of some of the food as we go down the line here. And I just really want to thank you very much for tuning in to SVK and This or That. And again, thank Damien very much from Rocco's Pizza for being with us today. And we can't wait to dig into these babies. And we'll see you again on SVK. And I'm your host, Peter Ecker. And this was This or That. See you again. Thanks, Damien.